Hey, what's good, everybody? You're watching Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. With me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, and my co-host, Rebellious D and Trav. How you fellas doing tonight?
Ready to go?
Hey, ready to go.
Yes,
Ready
yes,
to go.
yes. And on today's episode 4, Haywire for Superman and Lois. Thank you, everybody who has been watching our video reviews of this series. We love it, and it's just sad that we're only getting one more episode, and then they're going on break. So, again, thank you, everybody that's been watching it. But before we get into today's review, make sure that you like this video, you hit that subscribe button, and you touch that bell button so that way you're always notified whenever we have new content here on the channel. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's episode. Episode picks up where we see 6 years ago, Morgan Edge, he's in a convoy with, I'm assuming some mercenaries or whatnot, and we see these asteroids falling from the sky, and I'm surprised that they didn't die. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was like playing a video game where they're dodging left, dodging right, and they finally get to one of the asteroids, and it is red kryptonite. Now, D, I know that you're our Superman expert. The red kryptonite in Smallville, it meant that it made you negative, correct?
It just kind of made you kind of act. Well, Clark, it made him act off of like his desire with no. He doesn't have any. How do you say it? No resistance. Basically, he basically did what he wanted to do. You know, instead of just like what.
What is that called? Like,
I want to say resolve, but that's not the word I'm looking for.
Trav, do you know what it is?
I'm not sure what you're asking, dude.
Well, basically, he makes it so that his he just lives out his desire, lets down his emotional gate, kind of. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like he does whatever he wants.
Yeah, like he doesn't have any judgment.
Yeah, he just. I can't remember what it's called, but
yeah.
But we see the red kryptonite, and that's the first thing that I thought of was Smallville. We already know that when it comes to Superman lore, we have the regular kryptonite, and now we have the red kryptonite. So I was just wondering if we're possibly going to see the other different kryptonites on this show, because I know that there's blue kryptonite, there's black kryptonite. Is there a white kryptonite, D?
I don't think so.
I've never heard.
I know there's blue. I know there's blue, black, red, and green.
Okay, all right.
There might be a yellow.
It's just because of Vision. You just want there to be a white kryptonite?
No. I mean, because I believe
kryptonite white. You mean?
Yeah.
I believe with kryptonite, I can't remember who told me this, but somebody had told me a long time ago that that the kryptonite was based off. Well, not the kryptonite, but the lantern rings were similar to the different colors of kryptonite or something like that. Did y'all ever hear that?
I just know they're based off of different emotions.
Yeah.
The emotional spectrum.
Yeah.
That's all I know. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting because when you think about it, because like you said, you have green, you have red, you have blue, and you have black. And like those are because, you know, black is the death ring. Blue, I can't remember what blue is, but we know that green is hope, yellow is fear.
Courage. I think blue is courage.
Blue is courage, because I know you got blue and then
Flash gets a blue ring.
So, but anyway, with you know, back to Superman and Lois, you know, time moves forward, and Morgan Edge, he's at a football game that's going on right now.
Why would Morgan Edge be at the high school football game? I just want to ask that.
Well, the reason why he was there is because, you know, he's trying to make his rounds around town, so that way, you know, every
football team.
So he wants everybody to, you know, pretty much allow him into Smallville, and then Kyle's right there. He's just sitting there talking a hole in his ear, like letting him know all this stuff, and like Morgan don't care what Kyle got to say.
All this,
yeah, he's just kissing ass, and it's like you can just see that it's just like Kyle is easily manipulated. Like he thinks that Morgan is there to help the town and whatnot, and Morgan, he doesn't care. The football game is going on and whatnot, and the coach, he's ready to win this game. He calls for Kent. Jonathan's just like, I'm ready, and he's just like, nah, not you.
You're talking about short stacks, man.
Yeah, short stack.
Yeah, then Jordan gets put into the game. Jordan pretty much helps the team win the game. Yep. And just seeing this scene, it goes to what we've been talking about, like on every review that we've been doing for this, that, you know, sooner or later, Jonathan is going to snap. he's going to start becoming envious because this is his thing. This is, you know what I'm saying? It's like, this is something that he's been doing ever since he was a kid. He's always been good at this. And now he is a former popular kid. I believe we had said this on one of our reviews. It's kind of like 21 Jump Street, where it's like the roles reversed.
They're flipped.
Yeah. So, go ahead, D.
No, really. Just to piggyback off it, since we're here, I'm not so sure that Jonathan is going to be the one who goes off the end. I think that Jordan is going to see it all, get to the top, and then fall. Because Jonathan just seems too chill, bro.
I agree.
Jonathan's the chill. I mean, if you didn't know,
they leading my boy Banks astray, and he's falling for it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's just
Jonathan's too laid back, bro. And he actually goes to their father too. Whenever he has something wrong, he goes to Clark.
Yeah.
But your boy Jordan, that's your boy.
Yeah. I will say that this week.
Go ahead.
I will say that this week, like, I was very proud of Jordan. Like, there were no temper tantrums, there was no screaming, there was no yelling, there was no F you, dad, and I'm just going into the house. Like, I was so happy about that because last week's episode, it was just it gets annoying after a while.
Yes, it does.
And Sam, he ends up coming to the game and he sees Jordan on the field and he's just like, all right, something's going on, because there's no way that his scrawny tail is knocking guys half his size around the field. And Lois, she gives him that look. They end up talking about it once they get back to the house and whatnot. And he's pissed. He's pissed that it's just like they kept this from him. But it's just like you can't tell Sam everything. You know what I'm saying? Just like how Sam, he doesn't tell them everything because, he's in the military. He keeps his secrets too. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good start to the episode. We're introduced to, not introduced, but we see Tag again, who was at the campfire, and he ended up getting his arm hurt because of Jordan, his quirk unlocking, and him shooting his heat vision at the campfire. And one of the other people on the team, like, he pretty much talks about how Tag, his family is poor and all this stuff. There's a fight that's about to break out at the bar, and Jonathan, he pretty much calms it down. We see Jonathan, he's with Sarah. And D, I really think that you're on to something when you say that Sarah and Jonathan, something's going to happen between the two of them. And it's going to piss Jordan off. And I feel like they are going to fight, and there's going to be some kryptonite involved, because that's the only way he's going to be able to hurt his brother.
Hey, Jonathan, but you got to remember, he's a human job.
Yeah.
So without that superpower Jordan be packing, night. It's probably night. So,
yeah, I agree, man. I agree. So Trav, I'll let you take off right here, man. Sam, he starts telling Clark about everything that's going on in Metropolis because Superman isn't there. Take the floor, bro.
Yeah, man. Well, first off, I'm not digging how they're going about turning Sam into the Sam that we know. Just making him the crappy dad type thing, where it's like that's how they're gonna turn him into a villain. And I feel like it's lazy. I'm not really digging that. But
he's a douchebag.
Yeah. Going back to Tag though. Yeah. Remember a couple weeks ago I said, on a lot of the new Frontier comics and stuff that's coming out, that they're really pushing Superman ads in the comics. And Titans Academy starts next month. So, with Tag being shipped off to some form of academy, are they trying to bring that into the world already?
Nice.
Simultaneously with the comics.
Could be. That's a great point.
Now, let me ask you something, Trav, because I haven't watched Arrow. I've only seen a couple of episodes, but has Amanda Waller, has she been featured on that show?
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. So, I mean, it's a possibility that we can.
Oh yeah, they actually have a not to cut you off, Banks, but I think they have like not a Suicide Squad, but doesn't she send White Tiger and all them after Oliver at some point in that? What Michael Jai White's character in Arrow? Yeah. I thought she has a team in there. It's brief.
Of course, she got a team in there.
She got to have a team.
But on TV they never call them like the Suicide Squad. They always call them like the Squad or something like that. You don't want to say suicide on TV, which is understandable. You know what I'm saying?
Not after that movie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But Tag, he starts. Oh, I'm sorry, Trav. You were still talking about Sam and everything that was going on in Metropolis.
But with they're trying to pretty much get Superman to show good faith by escorting, these people from
Thaddeus Kilgrave.
Yeah. Well, what's the name of the prison though?
It was just Metropolis Prison.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Either way,
moving him somewhere.
So, man, as soon as they introduced Kilgrave, I was like, okay, dude, they're introducing a lot of
lesser
move-in villains.
Yeah.
And you know how you talked about having a villain of the week, and it's like, as we see, Superman kind of took care of him with the quickness.
Easy. Yeah.
Easy.
So it's like, I hope they don't run through villains like this. You know what I mean? Where it's like they'll bring in a villain and it's a 5-minute scene.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I was really disappointed after we got such a badass fight between him and Luthor and all this stuff. The Kilgrave stuff was very lame.
I thought it was kind of appropriate for Superman because he can just deal with people like that.
Yeah.
And for everything that was going on in the episode, it kind of made sense to me. You got this junkie trying to take Superman down, and he just makes him look like a fool and bounces.
Well, clearly this ain't. He's not as lame. He's not as lame as the old Kilgrave. They try to like.
Yeah, exactly.
They try to give him like the super intelligent.
Yeah. Because honestly,
he's kind of like a Fast and the Furious villain. I felt like.
You know what it reminded me of? Remember in SWAT, where it's just like they broke the guy out of the van. Like that's what it kind of reminded me of. Right. If y'all remember that movie.
Yeah. With Colin Farrell.
Yeah, with Colin Farrell. Yep.
You mean Bullseye?
Like that's what it reminded me of. I will say that like I didn't know who Kilgrave was before I watched this episode.
Well, because he's pretty lame.
Yeah, I mean he's a minor villain. Like he just
minor.
He makes inventions so that way like other people can use them against.
Yeah, he's a weapons inventor type thing.
Something like that. Yeah, and he's the leader of the Intergang and whatnot.
Intergang.
Trav, I thought that it was very interesting to have, such a smaller villain, so that way that you don't have to go through, your parasites and I can't remember the one chick's name that can control electricity.
Livewire.
Yep.
Livewire. Thank you.
Yep.
Like because I feel like that was a problem when we see shows like Supergirl and Flash. It's like, well, Flash, it makes more sense. Supergirl does too, but it's like I don't want to see like all of these sweet villains that we know, and then they just
build
go
up
through them like that. Yeah,
I don't feel like we don't need that many villains in general.
Yeah, and that's why
they really haven't been alive.
Well, that's why I'm glad they dismissed them as quick as they did, and got back to the family page because that's
I just didn't feel like what was the purpose of them. Yeah. His whole purpose was for him to just break out and go on call to Jonathan and Jordan.
Yeah, but I think but I think that it was more, if looking at the episode as a whole, I think that it was just kind of Superman being conflicted between family and what the general wants him to do, and he chooses to show good faith. Hey, I'm gonna come check this out. I'm gonna go investigate, and then it was more to it. It wasn't like Kilgrave's here.
I think they clearly want non-comic book fans to watch the show.
That makes sense.
So when you start, so we've already gotten Luthor.
Yep.
Morgan Edge.
Hey, put some respect on the Captain Luthor.
Luthor. Morgan Edge. Was there somebody else before?
That's
or was
it.
Just
that was it.
But I'm saying you've introduced 3 villains in 4 episodes, bro.
Yeah, but
now for a non-comic book fan, that's a lot to take in, dude. Like asking them to remember a lot of different people.
I think that their pitch is unique from any other Superman I'm sure we've gotten, because Luthor is from a different Earth. He's pitching something totally different. This isn't your he came out looking like Master Chief.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's totally different.
It was very reminiscent of the outfits that we saw in Man of Steel, like when the Kryptonians came to Earth and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so I love that throwback that they did for that movie. Something that I wanted to bring up too was how Kyle, he was pretty much just kissing up to Morgan Edge, and Morgan, like he saw Lana at the football game, and Kyle was just like, yeah, that's my wife. Like she teaches the cheerleaders and whatnot. And then he was just like, yeah, let's have dinner. And it's just like that whole scene, like it was just so uncomfortable because it's like this man is pretty much like trying to get with your wife, and like you see Kyle, like he gives her the eye wink. I'm just like, damn, like
I didn't see it that way.
He was very.
I didn't see it as
he was very oblivious.
I think he was trying to manipulate her.
Nah, man. I mean, it could be a little bit of both.
I'm talking about Kyle, though. He was so oblivious to what was going on around him.
Yeah, like he gave her.
He was just trying to get into his good faith. You know, like we were saying earlier, kissing that booty.
Yeah.
Well, remember on last week's episode where it's just like Sarah and Lana, they were arguing, and Kyle just looked at it and just went right back to watching TV. Like he's oblivious to a lot of stuff, man. And
like which one's the real Kyle?
And you know what I love about what we're talking about right now is because like how I saw it like he was trying to, you know, get with Lana right in front of you know, her husband. But Trav, like how you were saying, how you just like, nah, I don't think that was going on. I think that he was just trying to manipulate her. And it's just like, I don't think either one of us is wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's very interesting just to see like that Kyle, he'll pretty much just throw everything away. Like he'll throw away his vows and all of that stuff. So that way that Smallville can be a better town. Also too, Lois, she had an article that she had written up about Morgan Edge. And then Laura, she shows up and she's just like, you know, if that article gets published, you'll get sued. You know, we pretty much still own you pretty much. Laura is a very interesting character. I'm wondering like what we're going to see more with her because she does have power. Well, as far as we know that she has the heat vision, but we don't know if she's as strong as Clark.
She's definitely
she's
not
like,
going to be.
Yeah, we don't know if she's a pure Kryptonian either. So.
I definitely don't think so.
She's not like
I think she's lab made.
Yeah, she's a human, and she's lab made. And that's what I was going to get to with the red kryptonite, because we see that at the end of the episode that Morgan says that, you know, now that we have more of it, you know, we can create more superpowered human beings. Mm-hmm. You know, it's very interesting in seeing like what Morgan is trying to do here. I love how instead of having Lex Luthor be the, you know, normal Superman villain, it's like they went with another one of Superman's villains, and because this seems like something like right up Lex's alley, but it's somebody different. And that's one of the things that I love about the show, because we've already seen Lex on Supergirl. So instead of them giving us Lex, it's just like if they were to do a Batman show on the CW and they gave us the Joker right away. Instead of giving us the Joker, they give us somebody else, you know, somebody that we know, but somebody that isn't as big of a character, so that way that you will care about them.
Yeah, like somebody like the Riddler.
Yeah, hey, I'd be cool with that. I love the Riddler. I wanted to jump back to Sam, because when Sam finds out that that Jordan has powers, he's just like, hey, I got my bags, I'm staying here and whatnot. And to piggyback off of what Trav was saying earlier about how, I can't remember if it was you, Trav, or D, that was pretty much just saying that, you know, Sam is like, you know, Superman, he needs to choose to help us out or to be with his family. And he tells Jonathan and Jordan that it's just like, you know, y'all need to pretty much handle issues on your own, because there are bigger threats out there in the world that your dad needs to focus on. And that's one of the reasons why they don't call him when Superman is trying to handle Kilgrave, and he's being brought down by a supersonic gun that Kilgrave created. And Tag, who is, you know, there's something going on with him where his arm is just shaking really fast. He's vibrating really fast and whatnot. And, you know, Tag, he tries to control this, but eventually, like, the vibrations... Isn't that a song? The
Vibrations.
Yeah, good vibration.
Good vibration. Beach Boys.
So the vibrations finally take over him, and Jonathan and Jordan, they try to handle the situation on their own, but Jordan, he ends up getting hurt because of this. And Jonathan, he hits the button, he calls Superman. Superman, he takes out Kilgrave and his goons with a snap of a finger. Like he should, and he races there. He ends up scooping up Tag, takes him up into the ion sphere where Jen is still at somewhere. And if Jen from Black Lightning, make sure you check out our Black Lightning reviews. We do them every week as well. He calms them down, and pretty much that's that.
Hey, don't the tag thing kind of look like when Ghost and Ant-Man and Wasp goes when she's phasing?
Yeah, where she couldn't stop.
Right.
It's going to be pretty interesting to see, because it's like when Sam tells them that Tag is pretty much he's like in a school of.
He called it a special school.
Yes, a special school, and Jonathan was just like, "That's pretty cool." And he looked at Jordan, and like they was just like, "Nah, it's not cool," because it's like
ready to ship him out.
Trav, how you said earlier, like this could be like a school where it's like the Department of Defense are building up their own army.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But
Who
also
isn't thinking that?
Also too, it's cool because it's like it can open up a door to something else. You know what I'm saying? Where we could get another CW show, because it's like I like the content that they're putting out right now. I watched Flash yesterday. It was
garbage.
It wasn't garbage.
Nah, your boy gonna say it. I'll say it for you.
Trav, I had this conversation with D earlier today. What is it that fans have named the term from Naruto when it's like talk no jutsu or something like that? Because it's like Naruto would always talk to his villains instead of fighting them. Have you ever heard of that term?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he was trying to explain that to me earlier. I was like, yeah, he is one of the diplomacy heroes where
that's what to me that's what makes Naruto so good, is that dialogue. Yeah, it's called talk no jutsu.
Thank you.
I just looked it up.
Talk no jutsu, and pretty much that's what happened on the Flash the other night. It's like he was fighting the main villain, and then him and Iris, they was talking to her, and
I'm not buying it.
And they was just like, you can change, you don't have to do this, and she was just like, I will change. I'm just like, for real, like how many times are we gonna see this on the Flash? Like that's
where she's supposed to have the blaster behind her back.
Well,
or her fingers
they took the blaster off of her.
Oh, they took the blaster. Okay, they couldn't do that for a season, but. All right.
But yeah, back to Superman and Lois. Like I said, good episode. I love the fact that there really isn't a lot of talking that calms the villains down and makes them change their minds. I mean, we already know that we're going to see this with Captain Luthor. Sorry, not Lex, but we're going to see this with Captain Luthor, because he comes from a different world, and his world, Superman is evil, but in this world, Superman, he's not evil. Sam, he already, goes ahead and sets up a contingency plan for Superman called Plan 7734.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just interesting because, Trav, like how you were saying, we're getting to Sam like how he is in the comics. Sorry, I said comments. How he is in the comics. And it's just interesting because when the series first started, it's just like, this is the Sam Lane who knows who Superman is, their family now. It's just like, he should be more of a supporting character, kind of like your Gambi on Black Lightning, or
right.
It's just weird, especially and they're in the future now too, not too far into the future, but
right.
It's like y'all are family.
This is my thing though with the Project 7734. You're telling me the government this whole entire time didn't have a contingency plan already in place?
Exactly. Yeah.
Come on. It took it took Clark moving to Smallville for him to be like, okay, we need to put something in place.
You got to remember that he came out to Clark telling him he has all the kryptonite.
That's true too.
And however mile radius or whatever. But he's been stockpiling kryptonite. So what else would you need?
This is his Order 666.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, Trav. Like, I feel like it's dumb that they didn't already have one in place. And the reason why you're putting one in place now is because somebody from a different universe is telling you that Superman is evil. But you've known this man for like all these years. He's married to your daughter. And that's one of the things that I loved about this episode too, is how Lois stepped up to her dad, because it's like he's trying to enforce his views and how he raised Lois on Jonathan and Jordan, and she's just like, no, like, you are a horrible father, you know what I'm saying? And It's like pretty much he's not welcome at their house right now because they all have heat with each other. Clark, he does a really good job at being a father. Lois, she does a really good job at being a mother. I just wish that they would take their belt off when Jordan gets out of hand. Get that
kryptonite. Do that in today's world.
Your boy.
Get that kryptonite. Do that in
today's world, though.
Yeah, they might get him canceled.
Yeah.
They'll call child services on them.
Yeah, be like Superman's been postponed.
Oh
yeah,
God.
Yeah. But real quick on General Luthor, the only way that it all makes sense as far as him stockpiling kryptonite, he told Clark that he was getting it so nobody else could get their hands on it, is if he was telling the truth until he met Captain Luthor.
Yeah.
So that makes sense that he's like, yeah, we need. I'm thinking about doing this contingency plan. That's the only way it makes sense. Otherwise, it's like, damn, bro, you've been lying this whole time. And he's married to your wife, like,
Well, it's the government. That's what, to me, that's how it should have been.
Yeah.
Personally, that's more realistic. I mean, I don't care if clearly.
But he clearly has a lot of power.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's why when Clark does his own thing, he don't like it.
Yeah.
He's the top of the military food chain for the.
Yeah, it's kind of like their General Ross.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, for sure. It's interesting. Like I'm trying to see where this is gonna go because now that there is red kryptonite in this universe, like does Captain Luthor, does he try to use the red kryptonite now? Is the red kryptonite going to be similar to what we saw on Smallville where it makes a person not care and just do whatever they want to do?
Mm-hmm.
Will Jordan come into contact with the red kryptonite?
Ain't the red kryptonite got a name?
It basically gets rid of your moral compass is what it is, Banks. That's the best way I could put it. You have no moral compass. You just do what you want.
Yeah,
or whatever you're feeling. Yeah, there's no compass to you.
So it's just interesting to see what's going to happen. Let us know in the comments what you thought about the episode. Let us know what theories you have going forward.
What you think happens next week?
Well, I mean, in the trailer that we got, I want to, you know what? It's interesting because I usually watch this on the CW app, but I finally watched it on.
Dude, me too. And I saw that
watched it on TV, and I saw the trailer
next week thing. Yeah.
And now, D, because I know you watch it on the app. In the trailer, Captain Luthor is going to be in next week's episode, and he says that wherever Lois goes, Superman goes. So, he approaches Lois too. So,
hey, you're approaching me.
Challenger approaching.
So we see that, and then Jonathan he snaps. He snaps on like what's going on because pretty much he's a nobody. Like everybody takes a crap on him for real. He's sitting on the bench. I'm looking forward to seeing like what happens next. And unfortunately, like D had said on last week's review, there was a COVID scare on the set, and episode 5 is going to be the last one to come out until all of that passes over, and then we get more episodes. There's a total of 15 episodes, so hopefully they're able to start filming again as soon as possible because this is a good show.
Yeah, damn right.
That Supergirl was going to be coming back.
So maybe if they want to see us do Supergirl, let us know in the comments.
If y'all
look at Trav.
Honestly, I have not watched an episode. No, I take that back. The only episode of Supergirl that I've watched is the episode where her and the Flash teamed up together. That's the only episode that I watched. If y'all want to see us do Supergirl reviews, let us know. Let us know in the comments.
Like, follow, subscribe.
Trav's already sitting there shaking his head like, I ain't doing no Supergirl.
Trav, go ahead, Trav.
It's just, God, man, most of their shows just suck ass. Dude, I'm sorry. I hate to be that guy, but the Flash sucks, dude.
They drove that shit to the ground is what happened.
Compared to what it was, and the mighty have fallen, bro.
Yeah,
it is garbage.
Correct.
Yeah.
God.
It's just certain things, man.
It's everything.
Hey, look, it's already been renewed for a season 8.
I get that because Green Arrow was 8 seasons, so I feel like that's it.
You think that's gonna be the final season?
I would assume so.
It needs to be.
I doubt it.
What?
And the only reason...
hold on, this is the guy that said Supernatural was gonna go 30 seasons.
I did, but the only reason why I say that I doubt it is because, guys, for real, think about it. Like, what else does the network have now that Arrow and Supernatural are
the
gone?
newer shows have pretty good quality,
and they're renewing it. I mean, they're bringing up a bunch of new shows.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can move.
Yeah, Kung Fu starts next week, right?
I believe so. And then you
can move off of Flash, bro. I think they can move off of Flash now.
I agree.
By the time you got to think about it. By the time season 8 wraps up, they'll have at least 5 or 6 new shows out.
Because you got to replace Black Lightning. That's going to
be
and don't forget, we still have Legends of Tomorrow. Like that still has.
Wow, that's still on.
Yeah, it's still on. So we still have that as well. So
6 seasons so far. Then.
Yeah.
2 more to go, Trav.
That's another one too. I know that.
Don't forget Supergirl. This is the last season of Supergirl as well. So
thank God they did that one right though. This is the 4th season,
I think
3rd season, 5th already. Damn.
Yeah, it is a 5th because it was like on its 2nd or 3rd. Wasn't it on their 2nd season when they picked it up?
Yeah.
Or 3rd season? Yeah.
Yeah, when it came to the network. Yeah, and that was I want to say that was like 2015 or 16, something like that. But anyway. Thank you, everybody, for watching our review. We appreciate you. We appreciate you checking us out every week. Like I said, hop in the comments. Let's talk about this week's episode. D, let them know where they can find you at in social media land.
That's going to be rebellious _D23 at Instagram.com, Trav.
One-stop shop, baby, on Instagram at ZK Audio. And if you're looking for a hero, Banks, where can they find you?
You can find me your hero, King Benji _Banks at Instagram and Twitter, and then you can find me on Facebook by typing in Benjamin Banks, and I should be the first person to pop up. If not, I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. Thank you again for watching this video review. We'll see you in our next video review, which is coming up: Promise Neverland, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and Justice League: The Snyder Cut. Those are our
hero and my hero starting.
Those are the next 3 for that are coming out. Then next week we got My Hero and all that other stuff. Also, too, make sure that you watch our video interview with voice actor Mark Allen, which will be out this Friday as well. Really cool guy, and it was a really good episode. So yeah. With that being said, keep that pinky up. We'll see you next time. Peace. Thank you for watching a brand new episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure that you hit that like button and you subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content on our channel. Make sure you check out our podcast where we release new episodes every Tuesday, and the video of that episode is uploaded on Friday. And you can find new episodes of our podcast on all podcast platforms. Make sure you follow all the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks social media accounts at Leveling Up Banks on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also, we have a Patreon. If you're feeling generous and would love to donate to us, it's at Leveling Up Banks. And huge shout out to our patrons. We really appreciate you and thank you for the support. We'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks.